champions. Happy Thursday morning, coming to you live from the 5 a.m. club where we get up early. We conquer our morning to own our day. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Thursday morning. And as we get ready to rock and roll on this Thursday, a couple of reminders. We do it every week, which is technically the week's not halfway over, right? Take the week, fold it in half, Thursday afternoon. So when you're talking about what your paycheck's going to be next Friday, you still have all day today, all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. 4 full days with which to make sure that the check next week is what you need it to be. So always remember that mindset. For too many years, I would start to panic on Thursday thinking like the week was already shot and I couldn't do it. And it just takes a minute to learn how quickly things can turn around in this business, especially when you put the activity in. So that's my big reminder on this morning. And then 2, something I just wanted to share, for me and my family today. I don't know why it's Thursday, but today's first day of school for my boys. And I want to be there for that. But I also need to be true to myself and what I need to do. So, up a little bit earlier than normal this morning, to get my workout in, to do what I need to do, and then going to get them up earlier than they need to do it in order to get them ready, spend some time with them, and then still get the numbers done and be present for the 8 a.m. call. Why do I share that? I share that because too often when we, as agents and we're, self-employed, right? And so we make our own schedules. Too often the easiest thing to sacrifice when your schedule gets tweaked at any point is work. And I have found that my life has been significantly better when the biggest non-negotiable for me became my schedule and routine when it came to my daily activity. Because that's how it would be if you had an 8 to 5, right? And so I remind myself of that all the time, is that most of the other parents that are doing school and doing stuff today have a supervisor that they've got to clock in for, clock out for. They've got to be here by this time, and they can't pick up the kids till this time. And they all make it work. And then all of a sudden, we become self-employed, and then we're just like, well, I don't have a boss. And so then I just cut time out of work so that I won't inconvenience myself. But the inconvenience comes from us not reaching our full potential. And so it's just a reminder that when you're making your schedules and you're doing these things, like when Roy talks about squeezing the fat out of the day and all that stuff, it's about being as efficient as possible, but also understanding that, it's that kind of split personality thing I talk about a lot, which is I am my own boss, yes, but I am my first hire, right? The first hire that my business ever made was myself. And so I hired myself, and so I almost have to have an out-of-body experience where I am now the supervisor. And as the supervisor, the owner of this business, my first employee that I hire has a schedule that he needs to abide by. And I don't want to hear the excuses, and I don't want to hear this, and I don't want to hear that. And so I'm literally talking to myself in that mindset of, if I were to actually go hire somebody to do this job, and then I was going to then pay them to do it and run a successful business, how would I treat that individual, and how would I structure the schedule, and how much leniency would I have and willingness for another day, another not working the right hours and the right schedule and all this stuff. And I just wouldn't. So then why do I let myself do that, right? The easiest sale we can make on a daily basis is to sell ourselves on why today is not the day. And so I just share that because my morning's going to get adjusted, my evenings are going to get adjusted, and those are the adjustments that I'm going to make sure that today and tomorrow are still great days for my children and for my family, and it's still special and it's still meaningful, but I'm not sacrificing the business that I'm trying to build and run. And so that's how I've treated myself for the past 17 years. And I just remind everybody that and share everybody that type of mindset and that type of mentality. So if you struggle with that, then it's just a reminder that as your own supervisor, you should be holding yourself to those standards, that if you were trying to make a profitable business and you hired somebody, what would you expect from them? And whatever that answer is, that's what you need to expect from yourself, and you need to hold yourself accountable to that. So, hope that helps everybody this morning. Make sure you're on the morning call today. Let's aspire to be better today than we were yesterday. Let's do it every single day, folks. Be amazed at where you end up. I share that stuff because, again, PPA, all that stuff, it takes the whole village, right? And so hold each other accountable, hold yourself accountable, and as long as you put the activity in yesterday, then be proud of yourself. If you didn't put the activity in, then in this situation, you're not letting yourself down, but you're letting your team down. So let's make it happen today. And the best way to do that is to what? Is to call your leads. See everybody in the morning call soon. I'm out. Woo!